How's it going? I'm Ron.
I'm Zach.
We're here today on another episode of Influences, and tomorrow, which is actually the day that this will be airing, it's Jimmy Page's 74th birthday. Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin. So we wanted to do a little tribute to him.
Not only because it's the guy's birthday and he's got to know that he's still got shooters out there, but also because we like Led Zeppelin quite a lot. And yes, we may have done a two-part, near hour-long episode of Influences on Led Zeppelin long ago, but that's not enough.
Zach's Led Zeppelin phase is in full bloom right now, and it's a wonderful thing to behold.
I'm right here, Dad. I'm kidding. Yes,
So-
it's true.
Jimmy Page is my number one musical hero. He's known for being the guitar player of Led Zeppelin, but he was the guy that pieced Led Zeppelin together. He brought all of the members of the band together, and he's the producer of Led Zeppelin. So if you can imagine how Quincy Jones is Michael Jackson's mastermind, that's what Jimmy Page is to Led Zeppelin, in addition to being probably the chief writer of the band.
Kind of goes to show that the whole be your own boss mentality works out really well. Mostly because when you have a bunch of conflicting ideas going in opposite directions, that could lead to certain hindrances in your art. Whereas when you are part of the band, you produce the band, you formed the band, you have a pretty good idea of what type of music is going to be created, and that's a really beautiful thing. No matter what type of music it is, I should go to mention, no matter what genre, as long as you have a group of people whose dream is towards the same goal, it is much more likely that you will accomplish it.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a cool thing that Jimmy Page was kind of in a first among equals role. He respected each of the players. Each of the players were the top of their field. John Bonham was arguably rock's best drummer. John Paul Jones was, his pedigree even up to that point was insane. And Robert Plant became Jimmy Page's sidekick. So it was an equal partnership musically, but Jimmy Page was kind of like the captain of the ship. And it was nice to see. Once he left Led Zeppelin, he finally came out of his, hermit phase, and he joined up with the Black Crowes and did a great job with that, resurrecting Zeppelin tunes with the Black Crowes. And if you haven't seen the documentary It Might Get Loud, which features Jimmy Page and The Edge from U2 and Jack White, it's really cool to see. There's a scene in the movie where Jimmy Page starts playing Kashmir.
They all go through their own riffs, I think, just
Yeah.
to explain their technique and such. And
But when Jimmy Page plays, it's kind of funny because Jack White was kind of the too cool for school kind of guy until, and Edge even a little bit aloof or whatever. But then when Jimmy Page started playing that riff, actually I think it might have been the Whole Lotta Love riff, Jack White and the Edge just sat there astonished, dumbfounded, with the gleeful look of school kids in their eyes. And they were under the spell of one of rock's most prominent figures. And,
which you know what that means? No one's safe.
no one's safe from the effects of Jimmy Page. And that's a thing what we're going to do a little bit here of, is just kind of go through the Zeppelin albums and pick out a little riff. So once subscribe to our page, our channel here, please do so. Happy birthday, Jimmy.